Hey guys, welcome back to Performance Toyota. It's me, Hillary, and today is an awesome day because I ended up getting two of our famous RAV4s, but one is the older generation and the other one is the newer one. So today's going to be an exciting day to be able to just compare, see what the whole redesign was. There was a couple redesigns, but this one will be able to go between a 2018 and the 2023. So let's jump into it. For their 2018, there was, like I said in the beginning, two redesigns. This one was the one, there was an older generation before that with the tire on the back. So maybe hopefully one day we might be able to see one of those. But this one right now, it doesn't have the tire on the back. So the 2018 was the last year of the older generation. The 2019 and up is when they did the whole entire redesign. So for the 2018, one huge thing already that we notice is your front. So the front grille already is rounder, whereas our newer ones are a bit more squared off. So this one, the whole entire front, it literally looks like an oval, which makes the car look a lot more rounder and a little bit smaller, to be honest with you. So we have our grills here. So the kind of honeycomb grill is what it looks like, matte black, right on top of here underneath the actual emblem, which even here has that, again, more curve and oval design around it, as well as on the bottom is where you have that honeycomb grill as well. But as you can tell too, this actually sits higher than it does on your newer generation RAVs. So you do end up having like this silver trim on the bottom, which the higher design is nice because you don't really have to worry about too much when it comes to even speed bumps or anything. This is an SE package. So you do get the fog lights on this one. And then coming to the actual headlights, the headlights end up curving here and then they kind of just go up a little bit. They don't go all the way over, but you do end up having like kind of a reflection or a chrome trim over here, and then you have your actual bulb over here. So the hood of the vehicle too is a little bit smaller as well. So it just kind of forms in. You can't really see through the camera, but it does also have the divots down that comes through and literally puts it in a flush motion just for it to be able to have more of that round aspect to it, I guess. So let's go to the now 2023 model. As you can tell, a huge difference. It's more square, a lot more sportier, luxury looking kind. The grille itself already is a lot bigger. You have it at the top and then you have it at the bottom. And then you also have this matte black trim on the bottom to accent your silver as well. And then your emblem, it's not an oval like the other one is and kind of inside the vehicle. This one's more out and just right front and center for you. And then your hood is more up as well and then flush towards here. So it actually gives it more of that sleek look and sleek design, and the whole squared off aspect of it as well does make it look wider and bigger, which was the whole point on the RAV, because the 2018 is actually a little bit smaller than, actually quite a bit smaller, and then the 2023, the whole redesign is to make the RAV4 bigger. So as you can tell between this one and the 2018, there's already a huge difference in the front. I personally do like this one. Me, with the whole sportier looking, that's just my opinion. But you guys let me know, did you actually like the fact that they redesigned it this way? Or are there people out there that actually like the older design? It'd be good to know, put in the comments. Other thing too is, so our headlights. Headlights already, you can tell, even though the other one had that chrome on the bottom, this one has the chrome trim here at the top. And then this one specifically is your XLE package, so it does come with your daytime running lights. And then your LEDs here, and then your reflector here. This one doesn't unfortunately come with your fog lights, although there are packages that do come with fog lights. So you have to go from your XSE and up at that point. After that, you are literally just coming up to the side, which same thing, didn't really go too much into the hood, but the fact is that the actual headlights aren't as rounded as your other ones. This one's actually more squared off, which again makes it, with the whole entire design of the new RAV, a lot more sleek and a lot more spacious looking. So coming to the side profile of the 2023 RAV, first and foremost already, the wheel wells. Wheel wells already are gonna be bigger, actually wider, and more squared off, again, to keep going with that whole square design. So coming over here and then down towards your mud flaps. And then coming over, you do also get more of that. So the lines going through the vehicle is actually going up and around and more squared. So again, to give that, the RAV, literally the more longer and wider, and actually it is a bit higher as well. From what it looks like, especially between the other one, it does look higher, more up from the ground. So when it comes, and then coming to your mirror, you have your matte black cap here, your turn signal is also here, and then you do end up getting, of course, your blind spot monitor indicator in the mirror as well. And then coming around, you do end up getting, again, your matte black trim on the bottom, keyless entry on your door, and then the whole entire actual side of the vehicle, you literally can tell that it's higher, it's bigger, it's wider. So that was the whole entire thing that they ended up doing with the new RAVs, again, to make it more sleek, spacious, and again, to be able to actually pack it a little bit more with things instead of having to go to a bigger SUV, which I think was actually very smart. So that was really nice. And then again, so coming over here too, the back window as well is actually a bit bigger. So then that way you get more of that clear view, right? To be able to actually have it more, again, feel spacious inside. Coming to the 2018 RAV, already you can tell from the tires, smaller gap, lower to the ground, and a lot more round even towards your mud flaps. So that is already an indicator that this one is lower to, like I said, lower to the ground, a little bit smaller. Again, when it came to the older generation, they were rounder in size. So, which made it feel, yes, a little bit more comfortable, especially inside, but not so big. Even though it is an SUV, you still have that smaller, I guess, compact feel to it, so you don't feel like you're in a big vehicle. So coming over here, same thing though, you do end up having your turn signal over here. On the actual mirror, it's not as big as the newer one. The newer one actually goes all the way, just as kind of like a little tidbit on that. Matte black cap as well, keyless entry still, and then you do still get your blind spot monitor indicator in the mirror, as well as your safety features still on the SE package. Whereas, again, keep in mind though, the older generations, you had to go up packages, whereas now you get your safety features even on the base models, which is a really good point, and love that Toyota ended up doing that. Again though, same thing. This one, full on black with your matte black trim on the bottom, makes it really nice. Again, sporty looking. Now, the actual side profile of the vehicle, you can tell is already a little bit lower, but with the SC, you do end up getting your roof racks on the top. Now, you can get your roof racks on the newer generation, but XSC and up from there, just to keep that in mind. As well as your gas cap is still here on the driver's side. Of course, they ended up keeping that. And then again, coming from the front to the back, it rounds right off. And you can even tell with your taillights, it literally rounds to the back. So that you can already tell is a big difference. Again, same thing with the bottom, you get your reflectors here. Now, one thing too I like to mention though is you do get the SE in the 2018s, but now with the newer ones, SE, you only end up getting, especially 2023, your hybrids. SC and XSC are only gonna be your hybrids now, so keep that in mind. All right, so coming to the actual back of the vehicle, rear window wiper, your third LED brake light, spoiler at the back, so then that way it's nice and gives you that sporty look, and then your shark fin antenna. One thing I do like to point out though is, even though it's a little thing, the emblem itself, they literally have this like rugged looking design inside or in the background, sorry, of the actual Toyota insignia, whereas on the newer one, it's flush. The reason for that though is because now on the newer generations, we have more sensors. So the sensors on there, of course, we need that glass to be able to protect it, or plastic, sorry, to be able to protect it. And this one is literally just a design. So, but you do still get a backup camera in this one, just not that rear cross traffic alert like we all know on the newer ones. All right, so let's check out the actual inside. So power tailgate is still a thing on your SE. Again, still being able to get that on the newer RAVs, just from your LE upgrade and up, okay? So first and foremost, because what we're already used to, obviously the new one is a bit bigger, but this is still really spacious. Considering that was the older generation, you still get a lot of space in here. You get your cargo net still, your tonneau cover, your cargo liner as well, which is really nice. And then it is a bit more flush, and then you do also get your rings to be able to tie down anything in case of anything. Now, again, it doesn't come with any of like those holders here or like cubbies that we're used to, but still considering at this generation was really, really good. And keep in mind too that even though it's 2018, you still end up getting your spare, or your donut, sorry, I should say, in there. And then this is also where you can even put more stuff in, like little things if you have anything, as well as your tonneau cover is where you store it as well. So that just goes right there. Oh, and another thing I like to point out is the other side of the insert over here. You can take it out, flip it, and you have something so you don't have to worry about dirtying the carpet spot. So that is always really nice. So me personally, considering even if you don't want to go with the bigger route and you like the older ones, this is still a great option because you still get that space in there. Let's check out the other ones, so now you can see the really good comparison of the actual size. All right, so coming to the back of the 2023 RAV, already offhand, more squared off, right? So that's the whole design of the new generation RAVs. You still get your third LED brake light, which is nice. Your spoiler here at the back, which is not as long as the older generation, but still really nice, still really flush, and it also comes with the black trim underneath it to even give it more of that lift on the top. You get your rear window wiper as well, shark fin antenna, and this whole entire back is flush and again squared off, not round and out. So this is nice and flat, even with your taillights as well, which is nice. And then also, again, this one is going to be your XLE package, which basically ends up giving you just more of that luxury feel to it, whereas the SE or the XSE packages just come with more accessories or options to be able to make it look a little bit more sporty. So just keep that in mind. Again, black trim, matte black trim on the bottom, as well as part of the actual trunk or the tailgate, which is nice in case anything happens, then you don't have to worry about the actual metal. You can wear just plastic, right? So in case anything happens, it gets bumped with anything, you're all good to go. Dual exhaust tips on the bottom as well, whereas the other one just had the one. Again, because it is your XLE, you still get your power tailgate, which is really nice and very convenient. Now, first and foremost though, already, like I said, space. This one is wider, which is really, really nice, which is the whole reason as to why they ended up doing the whole redesign on the RAV. So the other thing too is on the one side, you do end up getting a cubby to put more stuff in case of anything at all, especially when you're out and about, have it a little bit more organized. You do also end up getting a plug, whereas the other one, you didn't really have too much options when it comes to any of that. And then, like I said, when I talked about the other one, the actual insert over here can get flipped over. So then, as you can tell, you don't have to worry about dirtying that carpet. And this one is a lot easier to just kind of wipe down and you're all good to go. Still with the tonneau cover, and then you can just put stuff underneath as well. Now this one though, you do have the two levels. So this one's more down, but you can also take it out, put it right on the top, and then you literally have a flush surface, more smooth in case grocery shopping, pop bottles, we all know they tend to go all over the place. So there's also that as well. After that, the actual space of it, I mean, personally, I don't really see too much difference in my own opinion. I could be wrong, probably by like a little bit of like, you know, centimeters or anything, but the one thing I do like though is the fact that it does look wider because of the fact they give you a little bit more space on the side to, again, that cubby is always nice to be able to put stuff in there, but not too much. The big difference is going to be when you sit inside. So let's go do that. So hopping into the back of the vehicle, this one's a 2023, as you can already tell. So silver and black on the outside, silver and black on the inside. Nice and match. The fact that, again, it has that nice and rubber feel to it. Speakers on the door, as well as going to be in the back, or sorry, in the front. And then coming to the actual seats, actually does come with the nice fabric seats with the pattern in the middle of it. And then to be able to actually have the seats down, there is literally a lever here, comes right down. Again, keep in mind these don't go fully all the way down. It is going to be a bit of a slope down, but still considering that, you still get really good space. Again, this is also with that insert on the other side. Like I said, you can lift it as well, or in case you want to put anything else, so then that way it's not kind of rolling all over the place. That's really nice, so then it stops it. All right, now sitting down on the actual feel of the seats, still very comfortable, very nice. You don't feel, again, too cramped. Even with the door closed, you know, you still feel really good. You have enough elbow room. In case of anything, you can put 3 people, or if you have 2, you do still have your cup holders here in the middle, just to kind of, you know, lounge, which is really nice. And then with the 23, you do end up getting your pocket only on the passenger side. There isn't one on the driver's side, so just keep that in mind when you are kind of putting stuff here. You do end up getting your Type-C ports. There's 2 here, and then you also get your vents over here to kind of shift on and off. But other than that, now again, me being a 5'1" girl, okay, and I'm in heels, still pretty good. Okay, so comfortability wise is still nice. Don't really feel too bad in here. And again, headroom space, especially if you're tall, still really good as well. All right, so jumping into the front of the vehicle, first and foremost already, steering wheel does have the telescopic as well as going up and down, so you can definitely do that and have that option. Still end up getting all your safety features in here. You do end up getting your heated steering wheel, which is really nice. Again, excellently packaged, silver and black trims on the inside, which is really nice. Very classy, very nice and simple. Not too much going on here. So you have your knobs here to be able to sync and do your AC. All your buttons are here. And then your actual heated seats are gonna be just right underneath. Traction control, and then your automatic shut off is on here as well, which you can turn off. Once you go into accessory mode, just kind of hit your power button twice, and then already you can have your display screen in the front to be able to show you whatever's going on, like your lane departure, your front collision, if anything pops up on your vehicle, like your maintenance, anything like that. And then your infotainment system is going to be updated, of course, on your 2023 models. So with this one, it is more plush. You don't have so many buttons on the side or anything like that. So I do like the fact they made it a little bit more simpler, nice, and like not too much going on with buttons everywhere. So that was definitely nice. A nice pad here to be able to just put your phone or anything like that. Again, your modes to be eco, normal, sport. You do also get your snow, mud, and rock in case for any reason, you know, those back roads, or you have to go a little bit of an off-roading type of thing for a little bit. You can also do that. You have your modes to protect your vehicle as well as your suspension in case of anything at all. And then when it comes to your actual doors, your mirrors is going to be over here to be able to adjust it. And then anything to put like sunglasses, you can definitely do that. SOS button in case roadside assistance and anything happens. Nothing happens to you guys, but in case you do have somebody, a live agent, to be able to help you out. Sunroof you do end up getting as well, which again with the sunroof though you don't get on the base model, but you do end up getting on your LE upgrade and up from there. Same thing on your hybrids, so that's always good. Cup holders here, center console over here to put all your goodies. And then when it comes to the actual passenger side, a nice kind of storage compartment here, nice and flush there. Glove box, put all your stuff in there, your manuals, anything like that. So definitely more modern looking, definitely more updated, not too busy, which is nice. Still everything's right there in front of you for you. Nice kind of red lighting inside your actual display where your gauges are and all that. Power seats are on this one as well, which again XLE and LE upgrade and up to be able to get those options as well. Because the power seats, you do have more, you have that 8-way power seat as well as your lumbar support, which already you can tell going on my back, which is nice in case of anything, long trips, anything like that. Even though the redesign made the RAV bigger, you still feel like you're not in a huge vehicle when you are driving. So that was still really nice of them, especially when it comes to the seats of how curved in they are. Even just kind of sitting down right now, you literally just don't feel like you're in something so big. So again, giving you more of that confidence to be able to drive that much of a redesigned, bigger vehicle RAV. So I still think they did a great job, but let's go compare it to the 2018. All right, so hopping into the back of the 2018 RAV SE package, this one did end up coming with your leather seats. So the leather with the kind of orange trim around it, which actually not too bad considering that it's black. So the orange definitely has a nice accent to it. Again, pockets are going to be on the driver as well as the passenger. So unfortunately, they did end up taking out the driver pocket from the newer one, but not too bad on these ones. So it's nice the fact that they kept these ones on here. But at least on the newer one, you still have one pocket for the passenger, so you still have something to be able to put stuff in. And then the actual door itself, black and chrome handle, as well as kind of like, it looks more like a pattern of carbon fiber, but it's literally just a nice glossy black, just to kind of give it more of that accent to the outside of the vehicle, which is that metallic black. Now for the actual seats though, still nice when it comes to that leather seat material, but as you can tell on the other RAV, the double C was actually on the other side, whereas the single C was on this side. So this one's the opposite. So the single side is actually the one that's on more towards the passenger side, whereas the double is going to be on the driver's side. So you do have a lever on the bottom as well as a button on the headrest to be able to put her down, and then she just comes right down like that. So, and then with the cargo liner as well, again, isn't completely flat. You do still have more of that slope here, but to be honest with you, I found that this one is actually a lot more flat than on the newer one. The newer one actually has more of that slope to it. Actually sitting in the back of the vehicle, one thing for sure, like space-wise, especially with your feet, you can tell you get more space in the newer one. So this one is a little bit smaller and not as spacious, but definitely one thing that I ended up finding out is your seats can actually go pretty far. So when you're out and just kind of lounging around, going on a road trip, this is actually nice. I don't know why they took it out of the new one, but I definitely like this. So, and then you kind of just, the lever that you ended up putting these ones down, that's literally all you're doing to be able to recline it. It's same thing goes on this side. It does end up reclining as well. You do still have your kind of center cup holders and in case of anything, but I definitely found that this one has that advantage because it reclines back. So personally, I think they should probably bring that back. That's just my own opinion, but let's see what you guys think. Headroom space is still pretty good though. I believe though on the other one, you definitely can feel the difference on the height. Not by much, to be completely honest with you, but it's still there, which is all right. Unless, hey, if you're tall and you've done a big difference, let me know, put it in the comments, because I would love to know. Since I'm also a short person, I can't really tell too much. But let's jump in the front and see the big difference on our drivers. All right, now, being our drivers in our 2018 RAV4, first and foremost, already, buttons everywhere. So that's definitely the first thing I noticed. As soon as you get into, the old generation RAV, you have buttons galore. Just putting her into accessory mode, you do have a small digital display over here. You still have a display, but it's pretty small. Not as big as the newer ones, of course, but you still get your gauges here. And then again, your screen over here. And then you also end up getting all your audio, apps, power, just to kind of do that. Bluetooth is all there, maintenance schedule in case of anything at all. Same, it'll end up coming here. And then maps, anything like that. Anything to do with also your air, your modes, anything like that, your AC. All your buttons are literally right here for you. Bigger buttons as well, as you can already tell. Even though the knobs on the other one is bigger, but the buttons for the modes and everything on the other one are smaller. And again, a lot more flush, is not so bulky. So the infotainment system on the older generation is going to be a bit more bulkier. But again, it was huge getting all this stuff in here, right? You have your eco mode, your sport mode, all of your plugs and your aux cord as well, if we all remember that. And then as well as your heated seats, they're all over here, literally right underneath. And then you have your cup holders, kind of more storage space here. Handbrake is definitely something that's still here. So, you know, we all miss our handbrakes and everything too, but now it's a button, right? So you don't have to worry about doing that. And then your shift knob, more, again, a little bit more old school, but not too bad. I personally kind of miss this setup, but that's just me. Let's see what you guys think on that part. But again, a nice black and orange kind of accent going on here. Dark gray to kind of accent all the other buttons and everything, as well as your vents. And on the other side, you do have more of that storage space over here as well, which is nice. And then your glove compartment over here. Still, you end up getting your sunroof though. So there's also that. And then your sunglasses compartment. For your lights, it's just kind of the switches here, open and close for your sunroof. And then for your actual mirrors, to adjust them and everything, they are on the actual, like right beside your steering wheel. It's not on the door like it is on the newer one. So there is also that if you do end up grabbing yourselves one of these older ones. And then as well as your cruise control, it's the actual lever over here and not on the steering wheel. Personally, I find it a little too overcrowded when it comes to all these buttons over here. So that's my own opinion. So I do like the fact that they made it a lot more simpler in the newer ones, so you're not kind of overwhelmed with everything. But regardless, when you're actually sitting in here, and you do also get your power seats as well, you do still feel comfortable. It's not too bad. You do, I'm not gonna lie, sitting in here between this one and the newer one, I do find that I'm a lot more comfortable in the newer one than in this one. I do feel a little tight in here, but not too bad considering. So yeah, I mean, tell me what you guys think. I would honestly love to know what you guys think about this infotainment system compared to now the newer one. Which one do you guys like better, or if there's something they should even change in the newer one? You know what, let's see what 2024, even 2025 comes out with. All right guys, so that was an overview of your 2018 older generation RAV compared to your 2023 newer generation RAV4. Again, both great, both 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engines, but 2018 had 176 horsepower, whereas our 2023 has 203 horsepower. So a lot more power in this one, but still same engine, completely huge redesign on both. And the other thing too is your new 2023 RAVs are all standard all-wheel drives. There's no more front-wheel drives, guys. Keep that in mind, which I personally think is really good considering, you know, wintertime or wherever you are where there's snow everywhere. That's also good to have. So that's your old versus new. Let me know what you guys think. Put it in the comments. Anything I missed or anything that you guys would like to let me know about, that would be great. Also like and subscribe, guys. Thank you.